Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Biz The Guy from Disturbed. This is brought to us by the fine folks over at Insomniac, or is the company's name Biz? I'm not sure what they identify as. I've heard both, but I think Biz might be the figure line. Either way, they put out 5-inch scale figures that kind of sort of look like the old Toy Biz 5-inch figures. I say kind of sort of because these kick the crap out of those. They look a lot better, and the articulation is a little bit better as well. We'll get into that in a moment here, but it's a line of 5-inch action figures based off all kinds of stuff. They did figures for Bill and Ted. They did action figures for Heavy Metal. They've done action figures for Heavy Metal the movie. Gotta specify there. I've seen a couple of Cradle of Filth ones. I've seen some Joe Satriani stuff. I guess they're making the Halloween guy and something to do with Exodus. I think I saw some other thrash metal bands. The one I'm kind of excited for, I think they announced they're going to be making a Murray from Dio, so I'm definitely interested in that. But at the moment, this is the first offering I have from this company, so they are newcomers to the channel, newcomers to my collection. I've never had anything from this company before, but I have to tell you, from a quality standpoint, I'm very much impressed. I'm very happy with the quality of this figure. I will tell you, there are some things about it that I kind of scratch my head and wonder what the heck they were thinking over there, but the quality is a lot better than some, smaller scaled heavy metal icon lines out there, and we're going to talk about that in a minute here. So that being said, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Starting off with this guy's accessories. He actually comes packaged with these. He's got a pair of grip hands, which this is the only extra set of hands he comes with, other than the open hands he's got there. And I have a problem with that, because for those of you who don't know Disturbed like the back of your hand like I do, way back in the year 2005, Disturbed put out one of the best albums of that year and of that decade, 10,000 Fists. What is this guy doing on that album cover, you might ask? He's got his fist raised in the air. What does this guy not come with? Fist hands! He should have come with some fist hands. That seems like a big fat oversight and or misstep on the fine folks over at Insomniac and or Biz's part, because this guy's kind of known for having fist hands on almost all the art, with the exception of Asylum and the Lost Children, where his hands are open. Immortalized, I don't think you see his hands. Indestructible, he's got fist hands, which is probably my favorite Disturbed album if I had to pick one. And then, of course, 10,000 Fists, his first actual appearance, if you want to count the little card on the Down With the Sickness album. I guess you could count that too, but the guy's full-blown, full-character appearance, I believe, was on 10,000 Fists. So, a missed opportunity, in my opinion. He does come with a Ghost Rider whippy chain, though, for those grip hands to hold. And if you got that 3-inch Marvel Legends Retro Ghost Rider, this would probably go good with him. It's a decent size. It's a gummy material, so it's not going to snap on you. But if you have that Ghost Rider, this is like perfect. So I might put this with him. I don't have him out, unfortunately, but I do have a couple smaller action figure offerings to compare this guy to in just a moment here. Because the last thing he comes with is this awesome stand, or base. It's got some stone and fire on it, kind of like Indestructible. I will say, I would have liked that it was on the album Believe, but they do use it quite often. The Disturbed had a symbol that kind of merged all the religious symbols into one and put it on the cover for Believe. Some people thought it was some kind of socio-political propaganda or some kind of satanic symbol, probably, because they're dumb and don't know crap about anything other than what some preacher tells them on TV. I'm not going to go there. But, you know, it would have been cool to have that on here, kind of etched into the stone or burnt into the ground there. But it's cool, nonetheless. And the last thing this guy comes with is a little clear stand, which if you bring this in, you can set it on here if you want, because it is clear, but it does stick up quite a bit. I will say, he stands just fine without this on here. He's not going to do it now, of course. There you go. But, that's it for accessories with this guy. I really didn't expect him to come with anything, so I guess that's a plus. Again, I would have liked some fist hands. That seems like a step in the wrong direction to me, but, comparing this guy to a couple other figure lines, we got the Loyal Subjects, Bistixen, Slash from Guns N' Roses, or Slash solo career, I guess. These guys are pretty much the same scale, so you could totally use these Insomniac guys with the Loyal Subjects guys. I know there's an Angus Young from AC/DC, and they did all of Kiss. I have an Ozzy Osbourne, but Slash I've reviewed on the channel before. He was a little bit easier to get to, so there you go. Got some stuff off camera from other videos here, making a mess. And then we got the Super 7 Reaction Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. I think this was the Go Hungry album. He's got his long, crazy 80s hair, and his shoulder pads, and his lipstick and eyeliner. He looks all kinds crazy, but, you know, I guess the LGBTQ has a beef with this guy, even though he's probably doing a lot of that stuff before they were even conceived. So, I'm not going to go there, but I guess I just did. Either way, there he is with him. He's, of course, smaller because he has a 3.75, so there you go. He also has a jacked up leg. Mine's leg is, like, glued, so I had to contact BBTS about that. So shout out to BBTS for always making good, even when it's a little bit past the 30-day policy, but, you know, crap happens. That said, as far as the deets on this guy goes, details and whatnot, he looks like the guy. I mean, there's no denying it. I kind of think this hood sticking up in the front's a little weird, but it does look like that sometimes. He's got this rubber chain going all over his body. Like, this is a separate sculpted piece. It's not connected back here, and it's not connected right here on the side. My guess is because you can use the waist articulation because of that. If I had to guess, that's probably why. It didn't tear or nothing. It's fine, but at least it doesn't look like it did. I'm pretty sure these things weren't connected because they don't reach. I don't know if these were connected. That kind of sucks, but I don't know. I can't really tell if they were supposed to be or not. I'll have to look that up because I have not seen a review of this guy yet. So I'm not sure what's supposed to be connected on him or not. I kind of looks like this is supposed to be there, but I'm pretty sure this was straight down when I opened him. This chain on his back here, so I kind of don't think that's supposed to be connected. And then this chain here is loose; it's not connected to anything, so I'm not sure about that. And then of course he's got the chains around his wrists that are not connected to anything because they're shackles. But this, once I noticed this here, I got a little nervous. I'm like, oh no, I did something, but I don't think I did. I think it's fine. But be careful with that anyways. You don't want to tear anything. But he looks really good. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a little cheeseball looking because he's got that Toy Biz aesthetic, but he looks a lot better than, well, both of these. This Slash in particular. There's like no paint on this. This guy at least has some decent paint on him. So as far as articulation goes, he's got like a full-blown ball joint in the head, which gets pretty decent range. But unfortunately, the hood blocks a lot of that articulation because this hood doesn't rotate, and that kind of sucks. And it's not really soft either, but it's going to maintain its shape, that's for sure. Shoulders go out to the side about... You want to keep going. There you go. That far. And they do rotate all the way around. Even that side, the chain's not blocking it. He's got a hinge in the elbow that goes about 90 ish. Here. He does have an elbow swivel. Now, here's the thing that gets me. His articulation is naive, to say the very least. He's got full-blown, like, ball hinge freaking wrists. So he's got the hinge there. He's got the rotation, and then he's got the rotation in the hand. So that begs the question, of course he's got a waist twist, why he's got absolutely jack squat in the ankles. That seems very weird to me. There is nothing in the ankles. Absolutely nothing. There is nothing down here. Nothing. There is nothing. I looked. You know, I'm cautious when I move my fingers and stuff. I did a little bit of push-pull here. There is nothing going on with these feet. Nothing. That sucks. He should have had some basic ankle joints, like, I don't know, even just a hinge swivel would have been nice. I don't know if they didn't want to break the sculpt, but they could have put it right here beneath this buckle, maybe. I don't know, I would have sacrificed a little bit of the sculpt to have the ankle move. It's the fact that it doesn't really sucks, and it limits your posability. I can forgive the waist twist being the only torso articulation they got, because of all the chains and things, but the way they cut the chains, they could have maybe stuck a ball peg in there. Tell you what, I would take a hinge swivel knee and a hinge with a rocker on the foot over the double knee they gave him. He's got a straight up double knee. Like, why? There's no point to that. He doesn't have any ankle joints. His hips can kick out to the side. Not the best, but he does have, like, actually, arguably a little better than most Spider-Men. That said, the sculpt on this guy is arguably better than most Spider-Men. And he does have a little bit swivel up there. Does he have, like, a ball? What's going on up here? It's a ball. He's got a ball peg. Just a ball peg. It's a tiny one, so they could cut that out a little more so you could get a little bit more twist. But he can kick forward. Kick forward sucks, but I can forgive that because of the chain. I don't think, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of forward and back because of the chains. So that's understandable, but, you know, he could have had a ball joint in the torso. He could have had a hinge with a rocker on the foot. A hinge swivel knee would actually omit the need for a swivel up here in the thigh. So, you know, it's fine, I guess. That figure's way less articulated than this guy. All the Kenner gargoyles. But, you know, you gotta do one or the other, man. You gotta go with the cheesy Toy Biz aesthetic and not put in, like, squat for articulation. Or you gotta put in an equal amount of articulation throughout the figure that kind of complements it. Because from where I stand, he should have some sort of movement in the feet, and he just doesn't. So, with that being said, before we wrap this up here, here he is alongside the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who, of course, they dwarf him. He's like a 5-inch figure. They're, you know, 6 or 7. I will tell you, this guy looks like crawled right out of the pages of something Greg Capullo would do. So did Greg Capullo create this character, or co-create this character? Do him out, whatever. I'm very curious. And before I wrap this up, shout out to my buddy Brendan from high school. He's probably the single biggest Disturbed fan I know personally, and he is, again, local high school, right? So shout out to him. And shout out to my dad, who always gets confused between Godsmack and Disturbed. He always calls Disturbed Godsmack, or at least he used to. That was quite funny. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while this figure may have its shortcomings, particularly in the articulation department, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to finally have an action figure of the infamous Disturbed mascot known as the Guy. I mean, along with the Ronnie James Dio mascot, Murray, the Guy from Disturbed has been one of my most wanted characters in action figure form for well over a decade now. If I think back far enough, I would have to say, yeah, probably well over a decade now. I've been into Disturbed for many years, as well as the late great Ronnie James Dio, and it is very awesome that in the calendar year 2023, for those of you watching this in the future, we not only got an action figure of the guy from Disturbed, but also the late great Ronnie James Dio himself and his mascot Murray, specifically from the Holy Diver album art. And it looks like the fine folks over at Insomniac and or FigBiz, I'm not sure which they identify as, are going to be making a Murray at some point, so I'll definitely want to check that out. It looks like they're also making the Halloween mascot, the jack-o'-lantern guy, and something to do with Exodus. I've seen that they've done some Joe Satriani stuff, some Cradle of Filth stuff, so they're definitely dipping their toes in different pots, we'll say, than the fine folks over at Super 7 with their reaction line. So if you're into heavy metal, if you're into Disturbed, I would highly recommend this figure, because while it may not be perfect, it's all we have. And you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes you got to suck it up and say, well, it's better than nothing, especially a kick in the pants. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.